Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we have a lot of repairs to do. However, I was just looking through this and we're going to have Magus injured for 40 days here. So that of course means that we're not going to be needing the Centaur anytime soon. I'm going to bump that down to the bottom of the priority list. Otherwise, we're going to go through this as is. We're going to get our Drop Bay 3 done very soon, which does of course mean with Magus going to be out here for a good long time, I think that we actually should hire in a new mech warrior, and I'm going to go for Capo here. Yeah, you'll do. So that'll be fine for the time being. We do, of course, need to continue to tick forward here and get our mech warriors back. But there's Drop Bay 3 done, and that's why we needed another mech warrior. So let's hop into, not the mech bay. Actually, let's hop into the mech bay. I think at the very least, we can store the fireball. We can store the Locust, and we can store the Firestarter. I don't think we need those 3 mechs, and that will save us a little bit, I think. I didn't look at it, but I think that'll save us a little bit. So that'll be fine. Yeah, actually, that did update. So that's absolutely fine. We'll continue to tick forward. We're going to hit the financial report here. It's going to be expensive. And yes, that is understood. We've spent a lot of money recently, and we definitely want to think about making some additional money. So let's continue to tick forward. Play-Doh is back now. Do we want Weasel Cakes to get us a new mech? We don't know what kind of mech this is going to be. It's 1 million C-bills. We're kind of low on our C-bill count anyway. Forget it. Okay. So that's absolutely fine. We'll tell him no on that one. Looks good. Next up, we do need to continue to tick forward here. The hoplite is almost done. The Wraith will be soon enough. We don't need to wait on the Centaur. We do need to get the Black Knight done, I think. But we don't need the Centaur. So, we're going to continue to tick forward for a few extra days here. 5 days left on the Black Knight. Okay, that looks good. 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay, we're not going to wait on the Centaur. That is absolutely fine. Oh, we didn't start up another engineering upgrade. We probably should have done that. Yeah, we definitely should have. I'm going to get this one going. It's fine. And we're going to hop into the command center here. Actually, we need to do training. We're going to go into the barracks first. Brick, what do you got?
Good to go.
Are we loaded? Okay, there we go. Capo, you're fine. For GV, let's grab a point of escapist. I think that'll be absolutely okay. For hard case, we could definitely consider a point of gunnery here. I think that that's probably ideal. For panic, I absolutely think going bandit is the way to go. Just double checking what you drive. You drive LRM boats, right? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so that'll be fine.
Training complete.
For Play-Doh, he's kind of our fill-in pilot. We'll just take a point of piloting there. That'll be fine. And then Weasel Cakes, you're the trebuchet pilot right now, but we're going to put you in like the crossbow or something. So I definitely think taking bandit here is good as well. So we'll take that for now, and we're interested in rebuilding our funds a little bit here. But we don't want a particularly difficult mission. I'm thinking, what about this one? It's against Steiner. It's just a battle. Straightforward battle. It's against local government. Or no, it's for local government. And we can just go something like this. Pure payment. 2 million C-bills. That'll keep us going for a while. So that's okay. We're going to want to start building up our Steiner opinion fairly soon. Magus is, of course, not ready to go. We can put Play-Doh in... Let's see. What do you pilot right now? The hoplite? Okay. We could go for something like the Wraith here. I think we replace the trebuchet with the crossbow. And then over here, we have one more mech slot that we can drop here, right? And that would be the Black Knight. And that would be Capo in the Black Knight. So something kind of like this would be what we'd be going for. You can ignore this. The Black Knight's fully repaired. This is just a display book. So that's absolutely okay. I think we're good to go. Let's just deploy this. It should be nice and easy. Darius might not even yell at us for this one. Yes, it does have 0.125 unused tons, we're needing ferrofibrous armor to refit it and get it a little bit better. But for now, this will do. We can bring most of our fancy new mechs. The only things we're leaving behind are the Centaur, which is in diminished capacity right now, and the Trebuchet, which we're starting to really significantly outclass. So we're looking for a replacement for that as a backup mech. But for now, it'll do as a backup. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this that we're deploying here. We're deploying a lot of armor onto the field, and we're deploying a lot of firepower onto the field too. So let's see how this ends up going. We're looking for that straightforward battle here, but honestly, at 2 million C-bills for a 2-skull, I'm kind of expecting backup lances. We'll see how that goes, but as usual, long loading times, so I will see you guys in just a moment. Okay, so here we are all loaded up, and let's see how this goes. If this is really just one enemy lance, then we are delighted. I would love for this to be a milk run right now, because we could really use the cash. There are apparently amateurs right out in the open. That's a good sign. There's a lot of radiation, apparently. Okay. And we would just deploy, like, right here. It's very open. No doubt about that. But we would just deploy right here and move in. There's no cover here, which is a little concerning. But we do only see the one lance, and we can definitely just start sprinting forward here.
I'm ready.
So our scimitar is absolutely going to start looping around to get in behind them.
Move. Full speed.
Out over this way. Our hoplite can close in as much as it can.
Going full throttle.
We can move in a little bit with our Shadowhawk. The Shadowhawk absolutely wants to get in close here. But I'm going to keep it a little bit off to the side so that we have a firing corridor over here with our fire support. So our Wraith is going to hit up this side as well.
Let's move.
There we go.
Commander?
And our Apollo, being a fire support mech, is going to position out over here to make use of this firing corridor. This is a Kyudo, a Thunderbolt, a Bellerophon, and an Azula. So those are actually reasonably heavy mechs there. Intriguing.
Need something, Chief?
Our crossbow, being a fire support mech, is, of course, going to head out over into this corridor as well. That Thunderbolt is moving in over here. Looks good. And our Black Knight is kind of juggernauty. We're going to position up over here with that, and we're just going to look to close in over here. That's the idea. So the Bellerophon positions out over this way. Getting that taken care of is a pretty high priority since it has that... well, actually, this is energy, missile, and unidentified. Interesting. It usually has an artillery piece. We'll see what that ends up looking like.
I live to
Okay,
serve.
so our Wraith, I really do want to get up over this direction with it. I'm thinking about positioning it here.
Double time. Let's go.
And going for the side arc on this Azula MBT. We can theoretically do quite a lot of damage to this Azula.
Roger that.
Emphasis on theoretically.
I'm
So
generating
next
a
up
lot
would
of
be our
heat here,
hoplite,
boss.
which I'm going to position down over here in our firing
my
corridor.
way.
We can fire on the Thunderbolt here, would be the ideal target. I'm going to fire the Rocket Pack 10.
Roger.
We do miss the Gauss rifle, but we hit the autocannon. We got a head hit on that Thunderbolt too. That's nice. Next up,
you.
our Scimitar can move into rear arc out over here. We could go for the Kyudo, although that is in minimum range. Do we want to go for the Thunderbolt rear arc? That is really weak rear armor. The Kyudo has that as well. Hit odds are better on the Thunderbolt, though. Let's do it. We missed the autocannon. Yeah, that was a minimum range thing, so that's okay. Next up, the Kyudo is going to move out over this way and turn its back like that.
Ready for orders.
That's insane. We can position our crossbow right here and just eliminate it. We don't want to be in SAM mode for our LRM 5 and 10. We can move that into ER mode to boost our odds a lot.
Excellent.
And we just one-shot it because it turned its back to us for some reason.
That's the key.
Okay, so that's excellent. It's out of here. I'm glad we focused on the Thunderbolt then. Okay, so next up the Bellerophon moves, and it fires on our hoplite.
Reporting. Heavy damage.
Reporting.
Just a pair of large lasers and an SRM-4. Okay, that's definitely not an artillery variant then. So we can bring our Shadowhawk in over this way. We can get into rear arc of this thing, and we can kick it, and even fire the M-Pod. We could probably take out this Bellerophon with this single attack. Let's bump this up to X6 on the MGs. This definitely feels like a milk run.
Physical attack.
Ooh, we missed our melee attack. That's not great. But we still took it out with an SRM ammo explosion. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. So we've got our Apollo here, right? And I think that the Apollo positions here. Do we go for the Thunderbolt? I think we go for the Azula, to be honest. I'm not going to fire the medium lasers because of stray shot. Structure exposure on the Azula there. It does get to move, but it's very, very close to being dead. What's it going to do? Expose its rear arc to us? Fires chaff at our scimitar, but hits itself, and it hits the Thunderbolt there. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So our Black Knight is going to move up over here for firing corridor purposes, and I want to fire on that Azula. It didn't move, so this should be pretty free, to be honest. There we go. And now there's only one remaining. This has been absolutely a cakewalk. That's phenomenal. And that's exactly what we were looking for, right? So this Thunderbolt moves up, fires on our hoplite. Ooh, that's some internal damage there.
I'm taking internal damage.
Okay. Luckily, we didn't get any crits there. Those were through armor. Interesting. So it's running through armor MRMs. Those are a bit dangerous. But luckily, this is the only remaining target, right? So we can just get behind it and... boop. Phenomenal. We've already softened up his rear arc, and there we go. A milk run just as we expected. That was quite simple, all things considered. We did take some damage. It'll take a little bit to repair, but we've got the Centaur that needs repairs too. All things considered, for 2 million C-bills, that was a piece of cake. We'll absolutely take it. As Darius said, these guys are amateurs. So, sure. We'll absolutely take 2 million C-bills out of that. Wonderful. What are we going to get in terms of salvage? Well, the answer to that is not much. Yeah, we got a Bellerophon part. An Engine Core 225 isn't bad. And 3 primitive sensors. Get out of here. Okay. So yeah, an Engine Core 225 in addition to the 2 million C-bills. Yeah, we'll take that. That was really, really solid. That was so fast as well. Well, we'll have to get some repairs done. The question is, how much do we think that's going to take in terms of time and cost? Well, it's probably going to take us past the next month tick, which is, you know, not ideal, but we just made 2 million C-bills, so we should be fine for a couple of month ticks here. That'll cover us for like 3.5 month ticks, which is plenty. So that's absolutely great. What do we got, Yang? How much is that going to cost us to repair? 31,000? Okay, do it. Sure. This looks absolutely fine. Did we take any pilot injuries? No, we did not. Okay, looks good. Let's tick on forward for a little bit here. Noble bonds, huh? Send GV to us. GV is in low spirits. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to continue to tick forward here. We need to hit our financial report.
I've got the financial report.
There we go. So losing about a quarter of what we just made. We're now done with our repairs, and Magus will be back in 3 days. Honestly, I think we deploy now, and we still don't use the Centaur. We could maybe go for another milk run here. So we could hop into the barracks and see about some training here. Brick could get a point of gunnery. That's absolutely great for a sniper. Capo, I want a point of gunnery for you. Those hit odds weren't looking the best. And GV, I think a point of tactics will do.
Training complete.
For Hardcase, you don't need anything. Panic, you're fine. Plato, you're fine. And Weasel Cakes, why don't you just take a point of guts for now?
Training confirmed, Commander.
That'll do. What do you pilot again? Crossbow? Okay, yeah. We're going to want you to get that sensor roll. But for now, that's okay. Cool. So that looks fine. I think we're ready to deploy again. That was remarkably fast. So let's hop in and I think look for another milk run. I'd like to continue to build up our cash here. So what else would we go for? There doesn't look to be anything just amazing here. This is Planetary Government versus Steiner. I think that we should definitely be prioritizing bringing up our Steiner opinion here. This is against Comstar. It's a blackout, so that could take a little bit. No free priority salvage. We could run this one straight down the middle. Just boosting up our Steiner opinion a little bit. We'll give up a little Comstar opinion for that. That seems okay. So we're going to deploy this exactly as is. Maximum of 400 tons. And we're at 390. So that seems ideal. Why can't we deploy here? What's wrong? It's not letting us deploy. Maximum of 400, lance weight 390. There's definitely something wrong here. Minimum of 5 tons, a Wraith is 55 tons. Minimum of 5 tons, a Shadowhawk is 55 tons. So what is wrong? I'm not seeing anything. The Black Knight is slightly underweight. We know that. Maybe we just need to hop back over here and re-accept this? No. It's not letting us actually do this blackout mission. Okay, as a hypothetical, if we went into this Merrick, destroy base. It's letting us deploy this. So I'm guessing this has to do with possibly number of units in a blackout. We know that this has a lance tonnage maximum, and there are some tonnage restrictions. I'd really like to do this mission. I want to get this one done. But I'm not sure what restriction we're hitting here. Oh, we're not allowed. It's right here. I wasn't reading it. I'm dumb. You're not allowed to drop 7 units, only 6. In that case, maybe we leave the Scimitar at home. Sure. The Scimitar is pretty weak, so yeah, GV can sit this out. He's in low spirits anyway. Okay. The Black Knight is slightly underweight. Yes, I'm aware of that. Okay, let's do this. So this is going to be a blackout mission. We know that this is going to be between 1 and 2 engagements. But they're going to be, like, spread out, right? So it'll be a little bit of a longer mission, but it will not be particularly tough necessarily. 2.5 skulls could be a little on the tough side, though. We'll see how it goes. As usual, long loading times. See you guys in a moment. Okay, so here we are, ready to go on this blackout mission. Let's see what we've got. Like I said, we know there's going to be like 1, 2, I guess you could argue 3 things that we end up having here. 2 main settlements, yes. But we'll see what the turrets end up with and where are we actually going. Blackout is up over here. Okay. So we could approach this direction or this direction. This direction is probably going to be slightly faster. So let's go that way. Nothing should happen with a blackout mission until we actually arrive there. So we're just going to make our way on over. I hope our crossbow isn't stuck up here. Actually, hang on. Our crossbow is going to be stuck up here. Unless we head this way with it. Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. Well, that's fine. We'll just let the Steiners do what they're going to do for the moment. And now it's our turn again. Okay, so we're going to head down this direction with our Wraith and Shadowhawk, our Apollo, our Hoplite, and then the crossbow is going to need to back off over this way, right?
I'm your spaniel.
The crossbow's in an awkward position, and we're probably going to need to wait for it to get a bit caught up. We do see turrets out over here. For now, this'll do. Okay, Steiners. What are you going to do? There you go. So now we're going to position up over here for now. As I said, I do want to wait a bit for the crossbow to get caught up. It's in an awkward spot, and it will take it some time.
Rolling.
Okay, so we're not going to progress too much further up here. We'll stop around here, probably. and just wait for the crossbow to get caught up. That'll take a couple of rounds. So that's fine. So yeah, I think we'll stop about here. So we'll just park our mechs there for the moment. Looks good. And I want to make sure that we're actually coming down this hill here. There we go. Now we should be able to cruise through here with the crossbow a little bit faster. Just very awkward to be dropped up here on top of the cliff, separated from our other units. But that's fine. So these guys are all going to be just staying put for the moment. Yep, indeed. So we're going to have these guys all brace for right now, and we'll park out over here. Crossbow is going to start catching up, and we'll just position our Black Knight up over here for now. Looks good. What is this? That's a dervish? Okay. For some reason, I was thinking when we just barely saw it there that was a Jaeger, and I was like, hang on a moment. Did they deploy a Jaeger to this? No, they didn't. That's a dervish. That makes more sense. Okay, so at this point, all of these guys are just going to be bracing.
Gotcha.
And we're just working on catching up with our crossbow. Okay. All looks reasonably okay for now. It's going to take, I think, 2 more rounds to get fully caught up here. So anytime you guys want to be done here, Steiners. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab the crossbow, and we are going to move in and brace off.
Roger that.
Phenomenal.
Digging in.
So that all looks fine for the moment. We'll see what's going on with the blackout up here. Crossbow is probably about close enough now. But let's bring that on up. That will definitely be close enough. And then we'll brace everyone else. Okay. Now we're going to move in here. The crossbow definitely has lines of fire here. Now we do see turrets here. We'll see what those end up doing. There are definitely 4 turrets there. No doubt about that. So let's move on in. And that's 1 unit and 2 units. Okay. So that's enemies. Quite a number of them, in fact. Okay, so we definitely see a crab up over here. We see a centurion up over here. That's a harasser. That is a blackjack, and that is a Sikh's autocannon. Okay. Noted. So this is our Apollo right here. I'm going to back off the Apollo a little bit, and we're going to position it about there. The hoplite is going to head out over this way.
On my way.
And of course, we still have spawn protection for right now. The crossbow is going to back off a little bit as well. The Black Knight is going to start to advance up over this way. Okay. Spawn protection has been removed. Oh, that's a Warhammer land air mech. I did not see that there. Noted. $12 evasive right now. So I'm thinking that we need to reserve. All of these are going to have 12 evasive. So we're going to reserve for the moment. We're going to have an allied unit move here. And let's see what ends up happening. So it's firing on this blackjack. We're expecting absolutely nothing out of that because they have 12 evasive right now, right? So that's not going to get very much done. We're going to continue to reserve. They're rear arc attacking our Black Knight there and adding some heat to it with this unit over here. That's fine. That's just a harasser, and I mean, we're doing fine as far as our rear arc armor. And this guy has no evasive right now. So we can move our Apollo at this moment. Okay, I'm just thinking about potential targets. I think we reserve this. So that Hunchback is going to fire on the harasser, and it gets some damage in there. That harasser has no evasive. Here in phase 12, they're going to move their Warhammer land air mech. That is a huge land air mech, for the record. That's ridiculous. I love it. It's so insane. So it positions up on this hill, and then goes for the standard shredder turret. And it actually one-shots that standard shredder turret. So that's quite a lot of damage that it has available to it there.
Yes, Commander.
Our Shadowhawk could absolutely close in and eliminate this harasser. Let's position it here for right now. And yes, I'm aware of this rear arc shot. Yeah. Let's hit this harasser.
Engaging.
We don't actually get through the armor there, but we soften it up quite a lot. This is quite an ambush. No doubt about it. So these Comstar units are relatively significant. No doubt about that. There's a hit on that Warhammer, but we can see its heat is really, really high. I'm also interested in seeing how much evasive did this Warhammer actually get. 9? Okay. So here comes that 6 AC, probably going to rear arc attack us here. Actually, it goes through the sniper turret.
I live to
Okay.
serve.
The Wraith can absolutely move over here. That would be a charge, though. This thing's basically exactly where I want to stand. Okay, let's position it about here. 7 evasive. Okay. We would want to turn off our field inhibitor, and these hit odds are not great, but we'll take it anyway. Okay. A little bit of damage to that Seeks, but mostly we want to move in with our Wraith over here. Next up is our Hoplite. Now, I would really like to get in here and eliminate this harasser. So the Hoplite coming in over here and kicking, I think, is reasonably fine. We just do something like this.
On my way.
Okay, so that's out of there. Wonderful. 1/5 done
Hostile
with this encounter. There's going to be another one, most likely.
mech destroyed.
Okay, now these guys are up on this cliff over here, and that's going to be mildly awkward for us. We'll see how that ends up going. I'd like to bring the crossbow back a bit, especially with that rear arc being worked on. But the crossbow has anti-air missiles, so we would very much like to use those on this Warhammer. I don't know if we can actually get into rear arc. Ow!
Okay.
I mean, that's rear arc, so I guess that's not shocking.
Good to go.
So can the crossbow make it back into rear arc here is the question. The answer is no, but it can get into side arc.
Consider me there.
Okay. We'll position here for now,
Now let's see how we handle this.
and we'll do a fair amount of damage to this Warhammer. Okay, next up is this crab, and that could potentially kill our Hoplite if it got good rolls. It went for the Prowler. Okay. Beautiful. So no problem there whatsoever. Now, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to finish this mission. We'll see how this goes. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.